Bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome back to Tom Plays Europa Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We're back with France and we're currently annexing all of our vassals. So everyone's spying on us, but we're not going to be able to return the favour. So the main objective with these annexations is to revoke this privilege here. So this gives us 3 additional diplomatic relations. Okay, so on our diplomacy screen, so that will reduce us to 4. So we only need to annex 2, but I'd rather just get them all annexed. Just get it out of the way. We're going to take a big hit to our diplomatic reputation, but that should wear off in time. Okay, so in the meantime, rebel uprising could be anywhere. Brilliant. Well, we're relatively well prepared for it. We have no loans, which is good. We have all of our advisors prepared. So, yeah, that's not bad. How are we for institutions? We still haven't embraced the Renaissance. We don't need much money to do that, so we really should be making that our next priority. Which is fine. In terms of missions, we need to subjugate Brittany, which we will do. Conquer new states, we'll do that anyway. High income we still haven't done. French naval power, right, so we do need to build more heavy ships, but only as our money allows. And at some point we need to conquer Provence. Which makes me wonder... Ooh, military technology. Right, so we've got quite a penalty to that now. But at the same time, we're not about to embrace the Renaissance because we don't have anywhere near enough money, so let's go for that anyway. You see, the penalty now is insane, but most of that's because we're ahead of everyone. Which is fine. It's making me wonder whether we should be ditching our alliance with Provence. We have Lorraine. But even so, we're not a huge nation, really. We're not going to be able to vassalize them. Partly because we own one of their core provinces, at least one. So, yeah. Possibly we want to look at dissolving that alliance. Okay, what else? We're supposed to be building a church. I think we're already on the way with that. Yep, we're nearly there. So there isn't a lot we can do at the moment. We probably just need to spend time on. Okay. Milan is now the papal controller. That could be fun. Also means that if we go down to the papacy, we should put in 5 papal influence to gain a chance to become the next papal controller. Holy Roman Emperor's authority is getting quite close to being able to do the first reform. They often do that one though, so I'm not particularly concerned. It'll give them a casus belli against anyone owning their lands. Okay, 1 base tax, 10 loyalty, that is good. 1483, right, quite a way to go then. You may have noticed our diplomacy is negative. It's costing us a lot to annex 3 vassals at once. Okay, we'll some more claims on Oregon, that's fine. Got a spy from England. We've finished coring a province, which is good. Seriously wondering about Munster. They're doing quite well. It'd be great if we could vassalise them. I don't know if they might be too big to do that to, though. Okay, we'll take Spy Master, which is good because we're not currently building spy networks, so let's get a trade efficiency instead. should actually be much more useful for us. Okay, someone's done something terrible. Propaganda, ruthless power among us. We either lose a load of diplomatic power, or we execute someone and lose stability. I would rather lose the diplomatic power. Partly because we really could do with improving our administrative technology. Great though diplomatic power is, administrative tech gives us our national ideas. Okay, lost royal marriage, that's fine. We've got some Armagnac pretender rebels though, we better deal with them. Happy to have a royal marriage with them. Even though they're not going to exist for much longer. Another advisor. I'm wondering if doing all three at once was a bad move. This one specifically doesn't seem to have budged for a while. Probably because we don't have the diplomatic power to do it. Yeah, that's the problem. Fair enough. Okay, military advisor. Manpower for reinforced speed. Let's go for national manpower. We hopefully won't be having a war for a bit, so maybe we can gain a nice solid manpower pool. Actually, we don't have any uprisings coming, so I might mothball our forts again, because we really need to embrace the Renaissance. Disputed succession in Crete. We're not in a position to take advantage of that. Okay, Royal Marriage of Scotland has ended. They've offered another one. That is fine. We've lost our claim on a province that we actually already own. Pretty sure I can live with that. Ah, right. We've lost our claim on that papal land there. So that's a shame, but American has a cardinal. Nope, another comet. Is that the second one or the third one now? Really determined to take us down in terms of stability, aren't they? Right, we're going to have to boost that. We can't afford to have negative stability. So I'm just not going to worry about it. We've reached positive diplomatic power again, so hopefully we're making some progress on the annexation. Or at least one of them. Okay, again, this is a spare no expense we could use for diplomatic power. That's fine. Okay, so this is the reform I mentioned. Gives casus belli on non-members holding imperial territory, so they have an excuse to go to war with us now, anytime they want. They may be forced to revoke that reform. Should mention, we've got this here. This just means that our restoration of union, casus belli on Milan, is expiring. We're not going to be able to take advantage of it. So we've effectively lost the chance to gain a personal union over Milan. It's a shame, but it happens. Everyone's very keen to spy on us, aren't they? Question is, are any of them actually brave enough to attack us? Okay, we finished our first annexation, which is good. So we should have gained an extra little army. We have. So... unfortunately, our armies already have a complete complement of cavalry, so I'm going to get rid of the cavalry. Okay, so you head there, you can head here, and just split their army up between them. And it would appear that England have beaten us to it on getting hold of Munster. I'm guessing they vassalised Munster. I'm not suppose we could vassalise you, could we? Maybe. Actually, maybe. But they're already allied with England and Scotland. Not looking good. I think England's probably well on their way here. So instead of that, I am going to... what should we do next? Let's start building a spy network in England. Because while we've probably still got a claim here, one claim isn't very much, and we could do with making some kind of entry point in case Scotland vanishes. They're already looking a lot less healthy than they were last time I looked at them. The English are creeping up, as they often do. So, yeah, we could do with our own land on the island of Great Britain. Okay, being offered an alliance. I'd imagine that's because... ooh, not sure I want this one. Okay, so we took administrative ideas because we wanted this adaptability. I don't think we actually want to go for any more ideas because we need the technology. Okay, let's slow this down a little. Right, this happens a bit, so we can either get money, not very much money even, or we can gain prestige. We could definitely use the 15 prestige, even though we probably can't afford to actually hire the philosopher. Lots of people want alliances with us now. Okay, maybe we should actually think about an alliance with someone. Milan isn't keen. Oh, they're allied to Burgundy. Obviously. Who would actually be a useful ally for us? Someone we could vassalise would be favourite. What about Saluzzo? See, we're almost able to vassalise Saluzzo. So I think if we can ally them, especially if we get rid of Provence as an ally, we might be in with a chance of getting them peacefully. Possibly. We'll see. Okay, so we're now able to embrace the Renaissance. It's spread so much that it's now very cheap, so let's embrace it quickly. Okay, so we've lost all of our drawbacks. England no longer considers us a rival. That's interesting. I certainly consider you a rival. Okay, so we've got an ahead of time penalty for military. And everything else we're fine with. I see, we've eclipsed them. Okay, so that does happen. So when that happens, you automatically lose them as a rival, and it's important to revoke the trade embargo. Unfortunately, we can't do that yet, so we'll have to wait until one of our diplomats has come back. So in the meantime, that will be costing us money. Looks like we're still gaining money though. Desmond wants an alliance. Now, who is Desmond? Okay, they're probably a bit too small, unfortunately. Siena. Again, tempting, but I'd rather have these guys. They're bigger, and they're closer. They'd actually be far more useful to vassalise. Okay, so we've integrated with them. England's already attacked Desmond. We have finished an annexation. Let's split you in two again. We'll send 1,000 here and 2,000 there. We should now be able to revoke our embargo on England, although I'm hoping we can make them a rival again soon. And let's fabricate a claim. So probably the easiest place to go first would be Sussex. And in a lot of ways that's all we need, but it probably wouldn't take too much to get Kent as well. So let's go with that. Okay. Right, I'm going to dissolve the alliance with Provence. Probably still got a royal marriage with them, I would imagine. Yes, so we currently have alliances with Castile and Scotland. So we're actually already in a position to revoke this privilege. Yes, please. So we're going to revoke that, get it out of the way. The nobles are really going to hate it. But it puts us into a normal position now. We're in the same position as your average country. And while I'm thinking about it, I'll tell you what, let's... Nobles want Picardy. Right, so that would be an attack on Burgundy. I don't really have an issue with that. And they are our least loyal faction right now. The bourgeoisie want a building, a dock, which again would be useful. And the clergy just want us to invest. And I think we could go with nobility this time. We are, after all, going to need to make a war on Burgundy again. Okay, so we're going for technology. So that makes the alert disappear for the administrative idea, because we no longer have enough administrative power. Having gained some technology, we've now got the option to make it an offence to own or produce a translation of a Holy Bible. That will give us more taxes. So even though it's horrifying, I'm going to go for it. Okay, so the Pope has already died, and Castile is now the papal controller. That isn't a black day for the Church, they're an ally, that's fine. So we're going to put in... and also get a new papal blessing. Okay. So again, I'm tempted to go for prestige. Oh, actually, is our legitimacy lower? Our legitimacy is actually lower, although prestige is usually harder to get. Whereas legitimacy is already going up. Our prestige is actually going down. So I'm going to go for less ruler. Go for prestige again. So we do want as high as possible. Of course, another spy. Ah, yeah, we've gained Casus Belli on Burgundy. So I suppose the question is, should we be attacking Burgundy now? So we're not quite at our land force limit. Are we yet able? We are. We can now make guns. Okay, so we don't... if his thing will allow me to select my army. We don't currently have any guns, so we definitely could do with at least a few. The early guns aren't that good, but they're handy for sieges, so it's worth having at least one or two in every army. Okay, so once we've got them, would it be worth attacking? Right, we've lost our Casus Belli on Milan. We're no longer an ally of Portugal, so it's debatable. Ally of Portugal, ally of Provence. Have to say, slightly more tempted to attack England, really. Okay. Right, well for now, let's start improving relations with these guys. In fact, we can ally them already. So that's good, because I'm hoping we can vassalize them, given time. Uprising, Breton separatists. Where will the Breton separatists appear? Rene. Okay. Can I get close to Rene without taking damage? I can. Maine will do it. Okay, we've now got too many diplomatic relations. That's fine. Eventually our royal marriage will die out with Provence, and also Orléans will be vassalized. So, no problem. Okay, brilliant. What should we do next? As soon as we can send another diplomat, we should start improving relations. Saluzzo. Down to royal marriage. I am definite for that. And we can actually vassalize them now. There you go. So all we need is to get to them to plus 190, which the improved relations will do. So I don't think we should attack anyone right now. I think we should speed time on. Ranger ball, that's actually very little cost, even though it might cause us to need a loan, but nonetheless worth it. Worth it for the prestige. We'll just keep saving money until we can afford another loan. Right, okay, so this is the same thing, reform desire, but we gain papal influence, so we should go for... he is probably a heretic. Looks like I haven't quite combined all the armies, so we'll just move that one along. Provence wants to ally us. Not very keen, I'm afraid. Okay, what do we have? Controversial protectionist. Right, this is to do with mercantilism. We can gain mercantilism, but we'll lose legitimacy, or we can lose our trader. Even though technically legitimacy is more valuable, the trade is quite valuable, and mercantilism is actually quite valuable. But attentions, okay, it looks like we just gained a claim on another of Burgundy's territories, so it's definitely looking like we could attack Burgundy. Although they are quite powerful. Little unwilling to attack them. Ally. So what we should do now... okay, we just fulfilled the mission high income, which is great. We do need to build more workshops. We'll have to focus on doing that. Who is, if we look at Burgundy, who are their rivals and enemies? England, Denmark and France. Austria also hates them. Okay, I'm fairly sure Austria hates us too. But maybe we could make friends with Denmark? Worth thinking about. Possibly need a better navy. Not to worry. Before anything else, let's get these guys vassalized. I'm actually surprised we're able to do it, considering we just annexed a bunch of vassals. Okay, Denmark has announced us as their rival. Someone else is spying on us. It's fine. Our diplomat in England has been caught spying. That's unfortunate. Nothing we can do. We might leave them there anyway. And we've lost another advisor. Right, we should be able to afford a +1 advisor at all times, so let's get another one. Aha! Brilliant. I was kind of waiting for that. I hadn't selected another rival because I figured that England are powerful enough, they've just taken most of Ireland now, that them not being a suitable rival for us would probably be temporary. So let's rival them again. Which means as soon as we get a diplomat, we will once again... In fact, actually, we could pull our spy out of there. And we can issue an embargo again. No, we can't. We still have a truce of England. Okay, fine. We need to watch this, because while attacking Brittany to get to England would be... Okay, reform progress, not that important, I don't think, so let's lose that instead. Well, it'd be great to attack Brittany and also get to attack England while we're at it. We do need to remember that we've promised the nobles to take Picardy and the lands around there. So assuming annexing a vassal won't do it by itself. Okay, we've got more mercenaries available, which is something. Just realising Provence is perhaps a better ally than I thought. Maybe we should re-ally them just so we can attack Burgundy. I hadn't really noticed they got all these lands up here. I was just thinking that we needed to fight them, but then in the interest of taking down Burgundy, maybe it would be worth being allied to them. What we should do, though, is vassalise Saluzzo first, because they won't let us vassalise them if we are allied to Provence. Offer them military access, because that costs us nothing and improves our relationship with them. I notice we again can't vassalise them. Economic base rank, we might need to do another reform, perhaps. Which is fine. I think we should be able to guarantee them. Yes. Right, so that's dealt with the plus 190 requirement. All we need now is for them to decide we are worth supporting. Which is fine. Okay, so in the meantime, would it be worth attacking Burgundy? Let's just start building a spy network in England again. Possible that finishing annexing a vassal may do what we need. But failing that, taking land from Burgundy in England will probably allow us to vassalise them. So that's the plan. At the moment, we will attack Burgundy, take land from them and England, vassalise Saluzzo, ally with Provence again, then we'll attack Burgundy. Did I say Burgundy the first time? Brittany. Brittany first. But before we attack Brittany, I want to have a third claim on England, hence the spy network. Okay, Austria is the Emperor again. They're doing quite well. Of course, they always do until the Reformation hits. Okay, new military tech. Not a bad thing. This may end up being the most boring episode yet. Not to worry. Alright, I think we just lost our Royal Marriages to Scotland, so let's do that again. We're also going to need to be able to land troops in Scotland. Let's see. Okay, we can fabricate a claim on Kent. That's good. I assume we've already got a claim on Labour. Just check, declare war. Oh right, that's a reconquest because that's already our core. Okay, so if we pull our spy out... Right, let's get prepared. So if we attack Burgundy, Castile will not help. If we attack Brittany, sorry. Because they have a truce. Do we have a truce? We do have a truce, right. So the truce will expire in 2 years, so we can't do anything for 2 years. However, we are going to need a bunch of troops to be in Scotland. Because most of our fighting is going to be with Scotland, with England up here. So, I'm going to need to ask Scotland for military access. Good. Let's start improving our relationship with Castile for the upcoming war. And to start moving the best army over to Scotland. So, we have 8 transport ships. So it's going to take 3 trips. In fact, it might take 4 trips because I want to make another cannon unit for each army. And we really want the armies as big as possible. Right, let's improve relations with Scotland, but yeah, we need to get moving because Scotland are on the way out, basically. It'd be nice if it could join in this attack, but I'm not sure they will because they probably have Ah yeah. Completely forgot I was waiting for that to happen. Okay, we've got enough admin power for an administrative idea again. Don't want it though. Not only do we not currently have any penalties, we can get another national idea train with Renaissance Fort. So we should do that first. Military access, no problem. Could really do with building some more ships. But not to worry. First things first. Okay, so we've got a nominal army of... Right, we can't land our ships in Scotland, we can only land our troops. So we're going to have to disembark manually into Argyle. It's going to be interesting. Boundary dispute with Anjou. Actually, yes, I do really like Anjou. And we're going to ally Provence again. Interesting. Oh well. Maybe our relationship with Provence will survive that, but then do we want to take advantage of it? But then are our nobles going to seriously lose patience with us anyway? I'm not sure we're going to attack Burgundy soon enough, even if we follow the plan. So maybe we should try to improve relations with Provence again, and just accept we're probably going to lose that claim. Problem is, I'm not sure this army is going to be powerful enough on its own. Mercenaries? Maybe. One way to find out, I suppose. Yeah, whether it works or not, at least it'll be an interesting end to a slightly humdrum episode. So naturally we're going to ground our ships. Oh, good. Repay the loan. That's good. Don't like having loans. Right, how many more troops in theory could we add to that army? Because I'm very worried about it being powerful enough. Okay. Build 3 more men-at-arms and they're all going to go to Scotland to fight the English. Hopefully we'll take enough land, assuming this doesn't backfire horribly, that we will be able to match it in our southern army. Actually losing money now as well. Possibly because our army's big and expensive. Thinking about it, we will get this army, won't we? When the annexation finishes. Is a little awkward because it puts us massively above our weight. But never mind. If we have to, we'll just get rid of some troops. Taking damage already. So we actually have claims on Sussex and Kent. Not at all convinced that Scotland would be willing to join in. Oh, but they've still got the same truce. So possibly they'll be willing to, once it actually comes to it. December 1492. Okay. They're still offering us an alliance. I don't actually want it just yet until we've vassalised Saluzzo, though. And we just embrace the Renaissance. They're actually behind us, which is good. Just getting the Renaissance thought. Right. So with this in mind, bit of a dilemma. In some ways we could do doing exploration ideas yet. Next, because we do need to start with the colonising very urgently. But on the other hand, we're still fighting a lot. Our military tech is quite ahead, and there's no guarantee we're going to be able to reach anywhere even if we take exploration ideas now. It will increase our range, but perhaps the extra diplomatic tech we can take in the meantime will help more. I'm going to go with defensive. So defensive is a good one near the start because it increases morale when you get the second idea, which is very important near the beginning of the game. Less so as time goes on. So if you're going to take defensive, you want to take it first. You don't have to take it. There are 3 military ideas I would... Well, there's 2 I'd always take, offensive and quality. And defensive I would take near the beginning. If I wasn't going to take defensive, I might take quantity. So yeah, anyway, we've taken defensive, so we're seriously putting our colonial ambitions at risk. But on the other hand, we may be in with a slightly better chance of taking down the English. Probably not. The war will probably be over by the time we can take another idea. But we'll see. I think our annexation is about to finish actually, so I might port that army over to Scotland as well. There we go. Right, so we're temporarily going to be above our force limit, which is not a good thing at all. But at the same time, seeing as we're about to have a potentially dangerous war with England, I would suggest that maybe it's worth losing a ton of money, hopefully having a big enough army. Right, we should be able to do a trade embargo on them now. The truce is over. So the trade dispute was actually because they had launched a trade embargo on us immediately. Right, so that should give us one pretty powerful army. The current standards of the game. Okay. Our economic this keeps dropping further and further, apparently. Might improve relations with the sole remaining Irish nation. I just think it might be worth vassalising them just to irritate the English. Even allying them just to irritate the English. Right, I would love to get our boat a long way away if possible. Actually, what am I worried about? I'm going to take Kane. We're fine. Right. I think we really need to get moving because we're now going to be losing a ton of money. So, you can see we're above our force limit by 6. We're now losing a ton of money on the army. So we're going to attack Brittany. Why are you not joining in? Fighting in another war, that's not good. Scotland still has a truce. Okay, so not looking good for Scotland joining in. Will Castile join in as soon as the war's over? To be honest, if Scotland don't join in, I don't think Castile will make that much difference. So I'm going to go for it. It should at least allow us to get this province without having to worry about Castile trying to take it. Should be something. Might be in a position to get a manpower blessing from the Pope, but I'm wondering if we might need a money one more. I should probably increase speed a little. The army down south's doing a siege. Apparently we've lost our general and I didn't notice, which is extremely annoying. Burgundy's attacking Savoy again. And we've instantly lost a siege. How on earth could we have lost a siege that quickly? That seems impossible. Unless it's because we had it mothballed. I would have thought that it would have managed to garrison itself sufficiently before it could be taken, but maybe not. Fair enough. So that meant that Brittany forced our ships out into the English Navy. And they got utterly crushed, which was unfortunate, to say the least. Not a lot we can do about it now, though. So the plan is to take this fort first, and then we'll head back up and deal with the Brittany's army. And I'm just hoping that this army is sufficient to take on the English in their own land. So it's a bit of a risk. You've got to remember, we don't actually need to defeat the English that much. We just need to take enough of the land that they're willing to make peace. Ideally, I would like to take at least Sussex. Or Kent. I just need some kind of beachhead. Some way to attack them without needing to land troops in Scotland. We'll see. Shortly, we should be having twin sieges. Right, I'm assuming England's about to land some troops, which is good, because it will split the forces a little. I know it probably doesn't sound good, but the fact is that our army is excessive for just dealing with Brittany. So any English troops that come onto the continent is actually a plus, because they're English troops that we can deal with that army. Oh, this is good. We've gained a plus, instead of this army having to deal with more. Okay, so now I just need this castle to fall, so let's just spin on a bit. Clergy have, I think, lost some power. Influence, I should say. Doesn't really matter. Either way. Now then, who's it worth Oh, brilliant. Right, okay, so we've won that siege. We've lost another one. So let's head to Paris first. So this siege can just keep going on its own. But hopefully we can now... See, they've only sent a really small army. So this army should be more than enough to defeat Brittany and everything England has bothered to send across the coast. They've completely decimated our navy, which is annoying. Nothing else, it will also increase their war score. Right, so they moved out to there. So basically we're just going to have to siege these places down. No avoiding it, unfortunately. We'll get there. Okay, lose prestige or lose administrative power. I'm going to lose prestige this time. Hoping we're going to gain some prestige. And we do have that papal blessing, don't we? Speaking of, let's have a blessing for our taxes. We're losing a ton of money in this one. Just an advisor. Okay, that's not good. Oh, this is good though. Diplomatic reputation. I mean, much as we needed the money. Yeah, we really just need these to retake these castles. We can try and attack the armies again, but if they're just going to run away, which is the only sensible thing for them to do, we're better off just getting the castles. Even though they seem to be really determined to take our navy down. It increases the war score. See, we're on -18 now, which is not great. But we'll be fine. Oh boy, again? Okay, lose even more prestige. You know, we've got a brilliant heir, but we really need to get him to stop misbehaving all the time. Excellent. The English army. Did we just get a new pope? No, we didn't. Sorry, I was a bit distracted. Far more interested in hopefully defeating the English army. No, apparently not. We had the numbers, but apparently the numbers wasn't enough. Possibly because our general was terrible. Okay, so in theory we're on to mercenaries. Because we cannot afford to lose this war. So, back to the mercenaries again. Do we have any fancy Scots Guards? Only 7 of these. We do come with a general though. Well, let's go with them. Hopefully the extra 7 guards will be enough. Extra 7 people will be sufficient. Okay, let's go back to the regular map. Really could do with that castle falling, so we're going to... In fact, let's move you across. I can't combine the armies. I must have misread that, they've got 16. So I'd rather not move until the morale has recovered a bit. On the whole, even though it's annoying because it gives them time to recover as well, we've still got a manpower pool available, and if they attack us on Dumfries we'll get an advantage because of the castle. Really wish our morale would recover faster. War exhaustion is high, I'm sure it is. Probably because we're losing, but I'm expecting to turn this around fairly soon. us back, which is brilliant. So, we're heading for the kill on those two, I guess. I think the morale increases at the turn of the month. Ooh, running away. That's good. That suggests that they're now scared. Okay, excellent. Oh, I see. Can't actually catch them, can I not? I can catch you though. I managed to escape. That's annoying. Never mind. I've caught Brittany at least. I can start taking all these lands back. No, we still need to take that castle back. Oh well, not to worry. Gonna get these lands back first. And we'll follow the English army, I suppose. Just hope we can beat them this time. War score's looking better at least. Alright, let's try and take that castle back. Also means I can focus my attention up here, which would be good. Bit to go. Oh, brilliant. So we've got a military idea, which is good. So we definitely want to take these. That's partly why I did it, because I was kind of hoping we might get some of them while the war's still ongoing. As the war's not been going very well, we're managing to get more than I'd expected. So I'm going to keep the whole army together. Even though it's tempting to take land more quickly. That defeat when we had superior numbers has spooked me a little. Ooh. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I can take Aberdeen before you can take Dumfries. The real question is, will you let me attack you in Dumfries? Or will you run away? You'll run away. Thought you might. Okay, well in that case I'm going to take Roxburghshire and then move in for the next castle, Northumberland. Problem is they'll probably attack us there if they attack us anywhere. And we might lose. But we can't hang around up here forever. We just have to risk it. The fact they haven't immediately come to attack us is at least reassuring. Maybe that means they still can't beat us. Or at least don't think they can. So our war exhaustion is happily climbing up. So we can expect a few rebellions. Might even boost our stability a little. Probably won't help much, and it costs us some valuable admin power, but it might help a little. Okay, I think this one's going to fall first, so I'm just going to have to hope that they can hold their own if they're attacked. Invest the money or put into the treasury. Ooh. Actually going to put into the treasury. I mean invest it. Stick with me guns. Admin power is more valuable. And actually, while this siege is going on, we really ought to be improving relations with someone. Doesn't really matter who. Nope. We have a... Right, so Won that one. Brilliant. I don't think there's anyone loose in our lands now. Oh. Speak of the Britannic army, and they shall appear. Right, so what they're hoping to do is lead us off on a wild goose chase. And in theory, now they're at the castle, they ought to be trapped there, because they should only be able to come back. Or something along those lines. But I'm pretty sure I'll find that isn't the case. But we'll see. Nothing else I can chase them off a siege. Oh no, they're not moving. Fair enough. I stand corrected. A bit unfortunate for them. And we've finally got a positive risk. Going to be horrible and vindictive. To make sure that doesn't happen again, we should split the army and make sure we take all of their lands, so there's no way they can slip past us. So we've got England's one remaining continental possession, and we're about to take all of Brittany's. And then the remaining fight is purely going to be on Great Britain. Just remember, objective is to get Sussex or Kent. Ideally also to get Laborde, and as much of Brittany as we can get away with, hopefully all of it. Okay, so that's another siege, so we're back up here, onto this siege, which is going okay. I'm not sure if we will be able to instantly attack the English to the siege, because they don't seem like they're confident. Well then I don't want to turn the time down to really slow to make sure that we can catch them. And there it goes. So are they instantly running away? They are, but they're running into York, which is silly because I can still get to York. Okay. Curious as to what the plan is here. They're running into lands we've taken. Surely we're bound to catch them. In fact, they're running onto a castle we've taken, so we'll have an advantage. That seems crazy. They want to attack us when they have the advantage, and now they're letting us catch them when they have it. I'm not complaining. I kind of feel we should have wiped them out there, honestly. But never mind. Now what we really want to do at this point is, can we head straight down to Sussex? Yeah, we do. Let's head straight down to Sussex. Because that's what we actually have a claim on. So, nicer it would be to take all of England. Realistically, we just want to take Sussex, and I don't think they'll let us take Sussex while London still stands. Ooh. Wait a minute, there's a rather weak looking army. It is nonetheless incredibly fast. Okay, let's just go straight in for London. So I think if we take London, Sussex and Kent, we will probably be able to get Sussex or Kent out of them. I see the main armies hiding in Kent. London's probably got a really good castle, so again we may be in danger of attack. But there's not a lot we can do because I think we've got to take it. I don't think they'll let us have Sussex while London's castle is standing. So just wait the siege out and hope for the best. Okay, we've got some heretics in Paris, fortunately. Well, we'll deal with them as soon as Finistère falls. Or what are they offering us? Yeah, so they're willing to release one of the Irish nations and they'll cede Laborde. but they're not willing to cede Sussex, which we need. So there's no guarantee. Okay, that's fine. Oh, brilliant. I'll accept the demands. Oh no, that's finished, yeah, fair enough. Okay, well at least we should be able to deal with these people, although I'm rather alarmed by how many of them there are. Maybe we should deal with the Parisian ones first. Virgin Mary. Okay, so this is another reform desire thing, so once again we'll increase reform desire. Ah no, this is unfortunate. We've got the call for peace. And granted we've technically won, but we need London to fall. Prestige or civility? I'm gonna have to shake things. Purely from the role-playing point of view, if there's a problem with the army we need to deal with it. Okay, so I'm not even sure we can deal with them now, which is upsetting. But we are nearly there. Yeah, I think it's basically a rule that they won't let you take lands you've claimed if there's a fort you haven't conquered nearby. So the fact that London is still unconquered and has a fort means that we could not be given these lands by England. And we really do need them. That's what I've thought about it. It might have been a good reason to go for Cornwall instead. Taking Northumberland back. Although we've already got 100% war score anyway. Quite impressive that just 7,000 men could take Northumberland back so quickly. And by impressive, of course, I mean annoying. Never mind. Defenders have deserted. I think we're nearly there. Yes, I know you want to make peace. I want to make peace as well, but I need Sussex. That's great. I've got a new admin tech, that's fine. Perfectly happy with that. Apparently gives us a new ability. Act of uniformity, that is a bit more benign than the last one. On the other hand, it's actually completely useless to us. So I don't think I'll bother because it stops us embracing institutions. Finally, right. Okay, now we may be able to get Sussex now without having to fight. We can get Kent. We can't get Sussex, but we can get Kent, which is fine. I'm perfectly happy with Kent. And Brittany we can hopefully get all of. Yes. Okay. Right, so I now need to get that army back over here. And I literally have one transport ship. Right, first things first, let's get rid of the mercenaries. Let's be careful this time to make sure they are the mercenaries. Definitely says mercenary infantry. That'll help. We should also try and lose one of the horses, because we don't need 5 cavalry. So you can go. Should at least help a little. Okay, we have fulfilled a mission. That will be reconquer Gascony. So we now have claims against Provence and the Papal State. Oh, this is good. Brilliant, because we've technically won the 100-Year War now. I wonder if I should have increased our stability first, because it's cheaper the less you have. But nonetheless. Okay. Still need to build workshops. Oh yeah, we've subjugated Brittany as well. So we've got permanent claims on Picardy now. Need to build 5 workshops. Okay, we also need to attack Picardy because we've promised our nobles that we will. Anyway, we now need loads of admin power. Got corruption. Just takes you to the finance screen and you just move this slightly to the right. And colonialism has been born. Right, so this is another institution just like the Renaissance. So this is because the colonising nations, Portugal and Spain, have been discovering the New World, so we are behind them in a big way. They're also heading down to Africa, so we're going to have to play catch up. On the plus side, we should be much more powerful than them militarily. However, before I do anything else, and especially before I forget, we must get our army over to deal with those heretics. So I'm going to build 3 lots of 3 cogs just to ship them over, because I'm not sure that this army is going to recover in time. We've got no manpower left. War exhaustion is still high, but it will now be going down. And yeah, we're basically just going to have to do a lot of recovering. So that was quite a long episode in the end. First bit was really boring, but we did, in the end, conquer Kent, kick England off the continent entirely, and finally conquer Brittany. So that should put us in a good place, and good grief, I just realised there was another group of heretics. So, brilliant. That's what we'll be dealing with next time, as well as trying to core these provinces. And we're also going to, unfortunately, need to try and get exploration ideas as soon as we can, so we can start catching up on the colonising. So yeah, we also need to attack Burgundy, so we need to see if we can vassalise Saluzzo, which I don't think we can. So we'll have to see if we can maybe ally Provence. We'll have to see. Decide next time anyway. We've already gone quite a bit over, so I think I will leave that one there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.